Okay, so my course is going to be structured into two parts mainly. The first one is about stretching and how you can adjust posture and reduce pain with stretching. And the second part is gym exercises and volume manipulation of these exercises. We're going to start with the stretching part. So in the stretching part, I'm going to explain how to stretch, why to stretch, and how not to stretch as well. And then I'm going to go through my 10 stretches that I do every evening. And then after that, we're going to jump into the gym work, okay? Let's start with a very easy thing, and that is when to do stretching. If you want to make it easy to make progress in stretching, you should do it in the evening, because the muscles are more flexible in the evening after having been warmed up during the day. So that's what I do. So just know that if you want to do it in the morning, it's going to be a lot more work, it's going to take more time, and it's going to feel more difficult to make progress. Okay? And let's talk about why to do stretching and what it actually is, okay? So there's two kinds of stretches, I would say, and that is the short instinctual stretch, and then there's a long therapeutical stretch. And the short instinctual stretch would be what you do normally in the morning when you wake up. You'll do the usual stretch like this for a few seconds, and then you'll feel, oh, that was pretty nice. And interestingly, that's something we have evolved to do instinctually without even thinking about it. It just feels good, right? However, if you really want to change your mobility and fix imbalances that develop in the body, you need to do long stretches, because they will have a therapeutical effect on your buildup of tightness and pain, okay? There's also different purposes of each of these stretches. So the short stretch mainly removes waste products from the muscles. And then the purpose of a long stretch is it makes the muscle more flexible and longer as well. So it can stretch longer, okay? And that has a profound effect on your posture and mobility. So you can increase your mobility, and you can also change your posture if you manipulate the tightness between a muscle and its antagonist muscle, for example. So that's what we're gonna do, okay? So now let's talk about how to do stretching. And I think the easiest way to explain how to do stretching is to explain how not to do stretching, okay? So how not to do stretching is by stretching overly hard and forcefully, like using a lot of force on your muscles when you're stretching, and also not do it in a jerky manner. For example, if I was gonna stretch my triceps like this, I shouldn't do it like this, like jerking, like that, you know. I should just hold a steady stretch and maintain it. And then regarding how hard you stretch, it's important that you just stretch medium hard. And I will explain you what medium hard means, okay? But first, there's actually a scientific explanation for why you don't want to stretch too hard. And that is because there's a threshold for the stretch on a muscle, and it's called the stretch reflex. And what that is that when you're stretching a muscle, if you're stretching it too hard, let's say you're stretching it 10 pounds, okay? And the stretch reflex is 12 pounds, okay? So you're stretching the muscle 10 pounds. If you suddenly stretch it to 15 pounds, it's gonna start to tighten up and contract and resist, okay? But if you're stretching it medium hard, below the threshold, let's say 7 to 10 pounds, then it will continue extending and gradually, slowly getting longer and longer as you continue with the stretch, okay? This could be for minutes, okay? And that is exactly what we will do. So if you're stretching too hard, there's a protection mechanism that the body uses to protect the muscle from tearing or getting injured. And that's why you want to avoid engaging this protection system if you want to get good results with your stretching. Okay? Another thing that can be extremely helpful for quality stretching and making progress is using your breath as a tool to make sure that you relax during the stretching. It's really important overall to understand that stretching is the opposite of putting in an effort, okay? What you're probably used to as a high performance individual is to put in effort, right? But stretching is the opposite. Stretching is letting yourself relax, okay? And breathing deeply and relaxed can help you achieve this. So we're gonna use breathing as a tool to help making stretching more efficient. And I even think being good at focusing on deep breathing will have other benefits similar to meditation and stress reduction. But let's not spend time on that. This is about stretching. So now we have talked about what stretching is, why to do it, and how to do it. Now let's get started.